like, T, Christ paid your fine. Even though you have been doing all the things you've been doing, he's willing to let you go because of the death and resurrection of Jesus. He shares the gospel with me. And I ain't been the same since. I leave that Sunday school class, and I go and round up all my friends in that neighborhood, and I was telling them about Jesus the best I could. It was salvation to proclamation. It was just a knee-jerk reaction. I mean, think about the word gospel. It implies what you do with it. It's good news. What do you do with good news? You share it. You share it. I ain't been the same since. Now, of course, I had some dips and bumps in the road, but for the most part, I've been so gripped by this message, I said, man, everybody needs to know this. But you know what's sad? That if the statistics are right, do you know that only 2% of you share the gospel as a lifestyle, not just as an event? Do you know that 95% of professing believers have never led a single soul to Christ? 95%. So either it's not good news, or you don't think it's good. I was just asking a couple of young men, Max, I want you to explain the gospel to me in 45 seconds. Max just, I'm like, wow. I ask most believers that question, and they'll start, they'll take about they'll try to explain it in so many words, which tells me if you don't understand the gospel deeply, you can't explain it simply. Most believers can't even articulate the gospel. Guys, you're banking your life on something you can't articulate. If you're banking your life on something you can't articulate, you'll tell me how you know you've been saved by it. I mean, just think about it. If the doctor told you, if you don't take this prescription, you'll be dead in 2 weeks. You'll be reading that label going, whoo, you're going to know it through and through. You tell me this message that's supposed to cure our eternity, and we can't even articulate it. And most people don't even share it. This message changed my life. I got 3 kids. I got friends. I got a mama that's not saved. I got a daddy that's not saved. I got brothers and sisters that's not saved. I got cousins on their way to hell. I'm banking my life on this message. What other hope do we have? You gonna try to save yourself? None of us can. Guys, in this passage, I want to talk about salvation to proclamation. This man went from a maniac to a missionary. And guys, what we have is 3 types of level of heat. 3 types. The Bible talks about heat in 3 ways. One is the Bible talks about in Matthew chapter 24, verse 12, that because of the increased wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. We have cold. People in American churches are cold. But we also have this. The Bible also talks about that there's a lukewarmness, like Revelations talks about. He says, I know, that you're hot, you're neither hot nor cold. I wish you was either one. Because of your lukewarmness, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth. So the Bible talks about not only cold, the love of those who grow cold, but it also talks about it's a lukewarmness among believers. But it's also, the Bible talks about a heat as fire. You remember when the road of Emmaus, Jesus walked upon these disciples and they thought, man, this Jesus, we thought he's supposed to be the man, and he came out to be nothing. And Jesus kind of approaches them in disguise. And while they were with Jesus, they asked each of them, what our hearts were burning while we talked with him, while we were on the road when he opened up the scripture. So there's a coldness, there's a lukewarmness, and there's a hot. You tell me which one you are. Because if most professing believers are not communicating this gospel, what do you really think you are? You can't be hot. It's a possibility that you sit in that lukewarm category. And what did God say about lukewarm people? He spits them out.